Hi, happy Friday. I am in my home in Cincinnati, and I just did this post on security today. So I wanted to share from my home because I believe that having a home and feeling at home is a really big part of being able to feel secure. And security, I realized I've been thinking about it a lot because when people come to therapy, sometimes people stay in for, months, sometimes years, sometimes weeks. And I've been thinking about what is really the goal that we're getting to when people come to therapy. It might be, I'm trying to navigate through this challenge in my job. It might be this relationship challenge that I'm having. It might be, healing from the trauma that my parents caused me or that was caused in my family growing up. And all of that stuff really comes down to security for me. And security is really about the three things that I like that are teachings of the Dharma. Knowing that you have enough, that you do enough, and that you are enough. To me, I think that those are really great ways to sum up what security is. It's about knowing, feeling, and being, and knowing that you're doing enough. Hey Sarah, thanks for joining me today. So if you guys are watching, just would love to hear your thoughts on what security is for you. And I got a lot of good feedback this morning on a post that I shared just asking the question, and people responded with some really great things about faith and about God and about love and relationships, self, finances, progressive political leadership, gun control. So I think that these are really great things that contribute to our sense of security and, of course, our health, our mental and physical health. So I wanted to really talk about three things that I think that gets people off looking for security in the wrong paths. So let's start with the statement and of the principle of I have enough. And so one of the things that I think that having enough is really speaking to, it's not about material wealth. So when people think about getting enough, they often think about material things, money, things, acquisitions, car, home, material things. And those things are not going to create the sense of having enough. And so what we really, I think, are looking for and need when we think about having enough is, yes, there is some part of it that is material. You have to have enough, money and have enough foundation to survive, like a home and, stability. But a lot of it is about being able to know that you have enough to be able to support yourself. And I think that support for yourself is more about mental support than it is about material support. Do you have enough to be able to figure things out? Do you have enough to be able to problem solve challenges that happen in your life? And so often when people go to look to get more of enough, they look to the material things when we actually need to look to our own mind and our own mental space to be able to figure things out, to be able to get help from other people, to be able to overcome challenges. And then the second thing is that the idea of having enough, which is the mental space, do you have enough to be able to provide for yourself, also means that do you have enough to be able to get support from other people? And I think that the getting support from other people is about, are you enough? Are you enough to be loved and supported and cared for by other people and by the world? For some reason, when it makes sense, but when we grow up in environments where we weren't taken care of by other people, we start to believe that our environment is not safe. And also there's some people where their environment is not safe. And so it's good to understand that sometimes there's external forces that play on into that we may or may not be able to control. But there sometimes is a component of being able to get support from other people that can help meet the challenge of some of the environmental and situational life challenges that we experience. We can overcome challenges when we get support from other people much better and easier than if we were trying to do it alone. And then the third one, which is doing enough. And I think that this is really one of the biggest places where people get turned around, because we actually, as I just recognized in the previous tenet of being enough, is being able to get support and love from other people. And often when we recognize that we need to get support and love from other people, we start taking a lot of action to get things from people by pleasing, by getting their approval, by over caring, overworking, over providing to be able to earn love from other people. And what we actually need to do instead is put that action towards ourselves in the form of self-love. Knowing that when we care for ourselves and we have abundance of that nurturing, it naturally spills over into what we care, how we care, and what we provide to other people. So I often think that the place that we need to put our energy when we start with the action, it's not that it all needs to come to only to yourself, but it has to go to caring for yourself first and then caring for other people. Because what we do is we start caring for other people first, and then there's not enough to come back to us. And when we start caring for other people first, we also don't ever get to experience the love, the self-love that cannot come from someone else. So being able to feel love, which is, I think, a big effect of knowing that you are enough, is about not just giving love, but it's about being able to receive and feel love. And the story of love and the experience of love is not complete if you are not giving it to yourself. So the last part is about really taking the actions to self-care and to self-love. And there's a phone, so I guess it's time. Well, we're in the place of landlines. So thanks for listening. Happy Friday. See you next time.